Hello, and welcome to this introductory video for Kubit's dictionary feature. When you first visit Kubit, you'll land on our homepage here, but in order to access the dictionary, we're actually going to go to our data management section in the upper right-hand corner. Clicking this, you'll see access to several areas around data management, but for this video, we're going to focus on dictionary. Dictionary is the place where you're going to find all of the different data elements available in Kubit. We've separated it by warehouse data, meaning all of the data coming directly from your warehouse, as well as the different catalog of data that you can create within Kubit. Things like saved measures, virtual events, filters, and custom bins. Let's start on the warehouse data. So we've separated it by events and fields. An event is going to be whatever column in your dataset you've denoted as the event, we will display it here. So thinking of a giant table of user events, if there is a column called event name, when you're configuring Kubit, you can map that to our event object, and that is how this list will populate. We have the key, which is the actual warehouse name of this particular value, as well as giving you the ability to rename things. If you, let's say for instance, want to remove or slightly change how something is represented in the drop-downs to your users. We also let you add descriptions as well as tags. Tags are especially useful as they're going to be ways to group and categorize your data so that navigating it is much easier. These tags can be added directly from here. You can manage a running list or create them on the fly. As you can see, an event can belong to multiple tags, so it'll appear in several different places depending on what the user is interested in investigating. We also give you the ability to favorite events, and this favorite feature is going to be unique to you. So let's say I am a product manager focused on the enable notifications feature. I can go ahead and favorite it, and it's going to be instantly categorized to my favorites and easy for me to find. If I'm an admin, I'm also able to disable certain events so that they're no longer available for selecting and building reports if I have potentially an error behind the scenes or I realize that that event actually isn't that useful. At the top, you'll notice schema. This is how Kubit organizes different data sets. You may only have one schema, and in that case, this dropdown is actually grayed out. But in our case, we have several different schemas that we could potentially leverage, and those lists will change based on which schema I'm looking at. So now that we've talked about events, let's go to fields. A field is essentially metadata about that event, or to put it another way, more in warehouse terms, it's a column within the tables that you're interested in querying. So once your data model is created and complete, all of the accompanying columns will be treated as fields. Similarly, you can see that we have the key, which is the warehouse natural name, as well as the ability to rename these fields to a more human readable name. And you can even pull in descriptions from your warehouse. So if you've got a data dictionary or catalog or storing these descriptions in your information schema, let us know and we can make sure it's populated here. We also tell you what tables these particular fields are originating from within your data warehouse, and you're also able to add tags to fields as well. Similarly, you can favorite them, and you can multi-select so you can do easier, quicker tagging. We also give you the ability to search within your list. So let's say I'm looking for something called plan. Searching here will just pull back the different fields that match that. So now we've talked about the warehouse data, let's look at catalog. Catalog is where you're going to actually go and create this data within the Kubit UI. First, we have measures, which are going to be saved definitions of metrics or calculations. I can click this eye icon and see that this particular measure is a saved instance of counting the unique users who added to list divided by the unique users that enabled notifications. You're also able to add descriptions to these as well as tags and favorite them. If you more want to save custom event logic, virtual events is going to be where this data is stored. When you're in the UI and you've created a virtual event, it will appear on this list. You can come in and delete it or simply hit the eye icon and see the definition. In this case, my colleague Travis created an event called All Streaming, and it's a combination of stream canceled and stream started events. This is great if you have custom if-else logic, concatenation, etc. You don't necessarily want to make those changes within the warehouse because there may be only specific to a certain use case or individual. You can come and create those in Kubit. You're also able to save filters. So if the business has particularly complex business logic or filter logic that you don't want to ask users to remember or reuse, you can simply create it and save it, and it will be stored here, available to all end users. Lastly, we let you create custom bins. So maybe you have particular ranges or bins of groups that you want to store and preserve here. This is where you can find it. Now, as you can see, dictionary is more so an organization of all these items. This is not necessarily where you create them, but certainly where you manage and maintain them. If you click into a report, you'll notice that all of these items are available either within the event dropdown as virtual events here, and we denote them by these little Venn diagram icon. Also in filters, if you were to click global filter, you see named filters. This is where all of those saved icons are stored for different users in your organization to use. And then saved measures, you can add them here. And here's the list of all of the name measures. Additionally, all of those pieces of data are available within your right-hand dictionary, which is sort of a skinnied view of exactly what I've just walked through. So looking at all of my events, I can see my virtual events here, my different fields, my named filters, and my saved measures. Hope you enjoyed this walkthrough of dictionary, and please let us know if you have any questions.